Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my first video. And when I mean first, I mean first. I've never done these kind of videos before. In the past, anytime I've traveled over to Vietnam, I've done a written travel blog, and just include pictures, no videos or anything like that. But I thought it might be a little bit easier doing it this way this time. I was a little mistakenly wrong about that, but I mean it's kind of easier, but it's just a little bit more that goes into it that I didn't consider. And I did watch other people's videos and just to see what they do. But first and foremost, I'm going to apologize deeply for my first couple of videos that are going to be horrendous. I watched some of the footage and it's kind of bad. So apparently I don't know how to hold the camera properly, for one. I was using a camcorder, and that was part of the reason why there's such a delay on getting these videos done for you guys, because the camcorder that I bought on Amazon is not that great, unfortunately. The quality's okay, but it's just kind of too in your face. There's no wide angle, which I knew there was no wide angle, but I didn't think it would be as bad as it was. So holding it, I can only hold it so far, but it doesn't really zoom out, right? So I'm just too close up in them. And when I am filming some stuff, like menus or stuff like that, it doesn't really autofocus into the object very well. So it's super blurry in a lot of these videos. So I apologize for that. I mean, the only good thing about it was the microphone that it came with, that you could plug into the camcorder. So there's much better audio with the external microphone than not having that. And you could film while charging at the same time. So I had a portable power bank with me in my backpack, and I just had the camcorder connected to it the whole time. So I would never lose power, which was great. But like I said, the quality kind of sucks. It's not horrible overall, but it's just the smaller things here and there that I was really getting frustrated with. So, I'll still show you what I've taken so far, but again, be kind if you do drop any comments. But total amateur here, total newbie. I'm trying to do my best and share these with you. All I can do is just laugh at myself when I watch these and watch how I don't know how to hold the camera properly and hold it steady as well. The only excuse I have for the not so steady filming was when I was on the motorbikes. But anyways, the first video that you're gonna see is me arriving at my first hotel, and a quick tour of the room, and a little tip that I gave you about the one of the things in the room to be mindful of if you ever come over here. The audio wasn't that great in the first one because I forgot to turn on the microphone. It was plugged in, but I didn't turn it on. So you can't really hear me very well. So I just deleted the audio track for it, and when I edited the video, I recorded audio and just did like a voiceover, I guess, while the video was playing. So, but then there was another section where the audio was fine because I had the microphone turned on at that point. So you'll probably hear the difference in the noise, in the volume level, in a couple of points throughout the video. That's just me switching from recording while the video was being edited versus the actual audio that was with the actual video clip itself. So, but hopefully I'll get better at this as we go on. I've got 2 days left here in Saigon before I move onward, but I do have a couple of things to share with you, and a couple of videos. I took a couple short videos this afternoon, but for some reason they didn't save. I have no idea why. So But anyways, so I hope you enjoy the videos, and again, my sincere apologies in advance. If I make anyone dizzy, or if you get bored, I totally understand. Uh, but hopefully you'll get something out of it. So, all right. So uh, enjoy the first one. It's not really that interesting, but enjoy it, and we'll continue on from there. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Okay, so here's the hotel, the first hotel that I'm staying at. It used to be called the Sunland, but they changed names. I don't know why they changed, if they changed management or ownership or whatever the case may be, but it's called the Arrivals Hotel now. And they also have rooms here that are like called capsule rooms, so they're like the capsule hotel as well. They have single and doubles, but I opted not to do that. Okay, so just coming into the lobby here, and then we'll come upstairs to our room. I'm only on the second floor. So pretty much all hotels in Vietnam, when you stay, you have to drop your room key into the slot in order to turn the power on. And then the downside of this, when you leave the hotel, you need to take your room key with you. So that turns the power off, which means it's going to turn your air conditioning off. And the rooms can get quite warm pretty fast. So what I do is you can grab a couple of business cards when you check in, and drop those into the slot, and that will turn the power back on. That will trigger it. But if that doesn't work, like might need like two or three of them, depending how thick they are. But another trick is I've kept room keys from other hotels I've stayed at home, and I bring those with me when I come to Vietnam, and I drop one or two of those in the slot, and that will trigger the power to be turned back on. So as you can see here, I've got like two key cards. I tried one, it didn't work, so I dropped in two of them in there from a hotel I stayed at previously. I don't remember when or where, but and that turned the power back on. So just a little trick to remember. All right, so now I'll just give you a quick tour of the room. And again, sorry for the poor videography here. Okay, so there's a lot of storage here in the room. Um, and they have a safe. They actually have two safes. There's one in each closet. I'm not sure why I need two, but this room is meant to be able to actually accommodate three people. That's why there's a single bed and two doubles. So maybe that's why they have two safes, in case everything doesn't fit into one safe for three people, perhaps. So um, bathroom. Um, and actually, one thing to point, I'll mention that later. Okay, so it's pretty basic bathroom, nothing too fancy, but pretty decent. And a separate shower, which is what I need. I prefer the shower part of the bathrooms to have a wall and be enclosed. Which in a traditional home, I guess here in Vietnam or some of the other hotels, there is no wall between the shower and the toilet and the sink area. It's just one room, and when you shower, everything else gets wet in the entire bathroom. So yeah, so I need it to be all separated. So, anyways, all right. So let's go back out to the rest of the room and take a look in there. Not much else in here. Okay. So on the desk here, there. Um, sorry. Right above the fridge, there is a little coffee and tea service for you. And there is some extra pillows up top. Not sure what those are intended for, but a couple of throw pillows to throw wherever you want. And you get some complimentary water. Those are the little bottles right there. So those are free and included with the room. And then their mini bar, they have a couple of items in the mini bar as well. I think there's a couple of beers in there, and then some pop as well, and then some bottled water in there as well. Those bottled waters you have to pay for. Why? I don't know. I don't know if this was included with the room or not, or if someone left it behind. I can't remember. But there's some fruit in there, but it's dragon fruit. I don't really like dragon fruit, so I'll just leave it in there. And then there's some dry goods here as well. There's some coffee there, I guess, and then there's a couple of snacks as well. Again, I really apologize for my horrendous uh, videography here. I warned some of you that this was not going to be very pleasant. It's my first time doing this. And the first time using that camcorder as well, which actually I'm not going to be using for the rest of the trip. But anyways, but there's two bowls of noodles there, a couple of different chips. I think one was Lay's lobster flavor or something. And then they do room service as well, because they do have a small restaurant upstairs. So you can get some room service if you'd like, breakfast or lunch or dinner, whatever the case may be. All right. Now you'll notice probably that there's a little bit of a difference in the audio here. Some of the audio wasn't that great on the original video, so I removed it. So I'm just talking over. All right, so as I mentioned, this room is meant for 3 people. You got your double bed, and then you have a single bed in total. So they have some plugs there on the side, as you saw there. TV. I brought my Amazon Fire Stick with me because I have my IPTV on it, so I can watch my TV at nighttime. And there's not really much of a view in this room. I'm not sure if this is really the room I was supposed to get because it said a studio on the description, but whatever. But there's my view, and she told me there wasn't really any view of the city or anything. So, but I do remember when I picked the room online, it said studio and then Riverview. But I don't know if it wasn't available because I checked in so early. Wasn't that early, but anyways, it wasn't worth raising a stink about it. I really didn't care that much. So, and the room's only $34. I mean, $43 a night anyway. So,
Hello again. So that was my room, and it's not a bad room. It's pretty nice, considering the price for it, and the air conditioning actually works really well in here. When I sleep, I like to have a nice, warm, heavy blanket, but the room itself needs to be cold because my head needs to be cold when I sleep. That's why I actually travel with I have a travel fan with me, so I can have that blowing on my head while I sleep. So, but I had to turn the air conditioning down a bit last couple of nights because it was a little too cold. And the blankets that they give you here, which it makes sense what they give you because it's so hot out here. But the duvets or the blankets are not very thick. So I took the one off the single bed and put that on top of the double one. So I have kind of double the thickness to keep me warmer, while the room itself is still cool. So, but anyways, I don't know if that sounds weird, but that's what I do when I travel, especially to Vietnam. All right, so that was my first room, and then I'll get some other videos put together here for you, and share those with you next. Okay, thank you. Bye.